today, Rakai is the stream review that we're doing for this walkthrough today. Rakai says you become somewhat blind to your own channel things or focus on the wrong things, so I hope to see your perspective. Rakai, that is actually a very wonderful point, and it's true. I think it's anytime we spend any amount of effort and energy looking at something, the more we do so, the more we actually start to miss things. If we're too comfortable, right? We become a bit numb to the things that we ourselves are doing. And I always would like to, remind you all to take a moment and just look at the stuff you're doing. Look at the stuff you're doing. Pink Paw Pad, hello. Hi there, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna do a review. So let's take a look. All right. So before I sit down to do these reviews, ahead of time, I send a quick questionnaire out to the creator to get a feel for what their channel, their content, and their community are all about. And so that's the first thing I like to do. So today is Rakai. A little notepad, some very brief information. If you guys don't follow Rakai and you find that over this stream review you would like to, there are a couple ways to do it. You can, if you're on a browser, you can mouse over the video player and you should be able, there's like a little button on the left that says channels, and there's some follow buttons, one for me and one for Rakai. Also, there is a good old, let's see, we'll do it the old-fashioned way, yeah? We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Let me do the SO. Shout out for Rakai. Twitch sings. Excellent. So, and Rakai, as I'm doing this part, let me know, when we get to the VOD section, if there is a specific VOD you would like me to look at, because, a lot of the time, you may be doing, streamers are doing different categories on their channel, and so you may want me to look more closely at one thing over another. I saw that you have a Twitch Sings. We could do a review of a Twitch Sings VOD, although I may not know how well that will go depending on how much interaction is happening in between songs. So we may want to look at something else, but think about it. Let me know. We'll get to that in just a couple minutes. You think the Saturday or the control stream would be good? Okay, great. Cool. So let's learn a bit more about Rakai here. All right. How long has Rakai been streaming? It's been roughly 8 months. So that's great. Fairly fresh compared to a lot of people who've actually been on this show. So that's always cool to get a newer person's take on streaming, and I bet you're still doing some really awesome things, especially after 8 months. That's still not trivial. You're basically still a baby. I don't know. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Please describe your channel. What kind of content do you produce? So, a chill place to hang out and relax with a variety of games that viewers can vote on. Okay, so to me that sounds like you value a relaxing environment. Often chill. A lot of people like to use the word chill and hang out. So let's take a closer look at that. And then I do like this piece about with a variety of games that viewers can vote on. Very cool. That tells me indirectly that you value viewer engagement, which is nice. Not a newborn, but still a toddler. You're not a hype person, so I'll tell you now, I am not a hype person myself. I'm definitely not a hype person. I try to bring good energy, but I am not Like, hype is not a word you would necessarily use to describe my own streams. So I'm right there with you. What's your streaming schedule? So I see Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. What time, if I may ask, and what time zone? Just so I kind of know. Because you said it's the afternoon there right now, I believe. Let me know. Your GMT +1. Okay, so let me update that. 7:30 Tuesday, Thursday. Saturday, 4 p.m. Got it. Okay, +1. There it is. Got it. All right. What would you like to get out of the review? See what I can improve. I'm very certain there is a lot. I want to be more entertaining. Okay. Those are all good. Those are all great goals. What particular things do you want looked at, or questions do you have? Myself, I feel like I am too quiet a lot. Okay. We'll take a look at how you engaged your chat, as well as what you do during stream. Anything +1 sounds nice. Do you have any specific questions you'd like answered? Any tips on fixing my green screen? It usually looks fine in OBS, and then I have weird effects in the actual video. Okay, I'll look for that during the VOD. We'll look for that during the VOD, and we can talk about ways to do it. It's often a thing that is difficult, especially if you're brand new to this sort of thing. So we can take a look at that and figure out what kind of things we can do to hopefully improve the quality of your green screen. So that is excellent. What I would say is, during the rest of this, as we work on this today, feel free to ask questions as we go. This is exactly what I'm looking for, is like, if you think of something new, feel free to ask, or ask for clarity on something if there's something that you'd like a little bit more information on. And that certainly applies to everyone else here as well. And I always welcome different perspectives too. So let's see. Let's take a look. We always start by taking a look at the stream channel, and then we'll work our way down. So one of the first things that you see when you look at the channel design on a given page is the video carousel. And this video carousel, normally, if you are new to a channel, you would instantly see a trailer. I don't see one. I see who you're hosting. I see the Twitch sings. I see... Yeah, so those are the two main things featured on the carousel. So trailer, don't feel bad about that. I would say almost every time I do this, let's see, you are number 9. You are review number 9 since I've started this. Two people have had trailers, I do believe. So don't worry about it. If you're not familiar, a trailer will, like I said, be shown to someone who's new to your channel. Especially when you're offline, it's what's featured in this carousel. It cannot be longer than 60 seconds, but it's your opportunity to share what your channel's about. So you could say, hello, I'm Rakai. These are the games I like to stream. You can catch me, at this time, and this is my time zone. And you know, a lot of people fill it with great clips that can be seen throughout the whole 60 seconds. I always recommend that you do a quick voiceover at the very least if you're going to use clips like throughout the whole thing, or you know, use just adjust your one of your just chatting screens, or just you know, just the camera, and you talk to the camera for a couple seconds about who you are, what you do, and when you do it. Those are all important. I think it's just good practice, honestly. I know it's not normal because they introduced trailers several months ago. I want to say within the last year for sure. A lot of people don't have them. People are still figuring out that they need them. But what's really great is it's just really good practice to talk about your stream, and we can get more into that later as we look at the VOD. But one of the better things to do is being able to talk through what your channel and community and your content are about. And so that's a good opportunity to practice. It's often really nice to be able to really speak to that, and it doesn't have to be very long. You know, what I've said in the past is, you know, hello, my name's Amor, my channel's More Amor. I like to play games late into the night where I play lo-fi hip-hop music and we just chat about games. And I mean, it's really simple. It's really simple. Sometimes I say, you know, I'm a game designer and I like to give my perspective on games too. Something along those lines. And then, you know, you can talk about the content you produce, which is, again, you know, relaxed, chill, welcoming environment. So, trailer. Get the trailer. Get a trailer. Keep it simple. Talk about who you are, what you do, and when you do it. All right. Let's take a look behind it. It's a profile banner. I believe this is probably art that you use normally throughout your stream. As you can tell, it's a little hard to see what's going on here. I see part of the cat. It's part, okay, it's one of your scenes. Got it. So like, if I look at this closely, so the one thing to keep in mind is there's two ways you're gonna see this banner. Mainly, you're gonna see it on a web browser like this, or you're gonna see it on a mobile screen. And on the mobile screen, they don't do a video carousel, they just do the banner. But knowing that most people look at Twitch on their browsers, you'll want to do something specific with how this is displayed. Note that the real estate in the center is blocked by the carousel, so anything of importance, like your name or your logo or something like that, you'll want to make sure it's perhaps on the left or right side of the carousel. There was a really good one, actually. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna head out of this, and we'll just do like Twitch Wochi TV. His is fantastic. I want you. We reviewed him at some point. Oh, I can't show you because he's actually live right now. Okay, he's actually live right now. His offline, like his profile banner is fantastic. It is designed specifically to work around the video carousel frame. You can actually find that in a VOD. I have a VOD of Wochi's review. He actually has his mascot on the right side. He has, you know, I want to say his face, and he has words above and below where these frames are. And it's optimized for a 1080 screen. So he actually went through and he's like, oh, this banner looks very specific. So it's designed specifically to display up there. Cool. So, banner. It's excellent that you have one. It's hard to really see what's on the banner. Consider how it might look with the video carousel in mind. and see if you can find something that actually displays really well around on the sides or above or below the video carousel, and it'll feel a lot better as you're thinking about that. I'm sure you'll come up with something that will look nice here. Let's see, profile picture. It's your face. This is great. So normally what I recommend is either your face, if you don't have a logo. If you have a logo, of course, logo's good there. I go either way on it, but sometimes I lean more towards the face because it's just nice. It's just nice for people to see what you look like. So great job. Face shot is excellently used here. So that's great. Let's take a look at your different sections. So if we just do a quick look here. Everything looks good. So you have recent broadcasts. This tells me that you are active, which is good. We see different categories. This tells me, of course, that you are indeed a variety streamer. We're seeing Dead by Daylight, Control, Genshin Impact, Just Chatting, Twitch Sings. So this is a good mix of games if variety is your thing. And then your suggested streamers, which is good. I always recommend these are people that you want to put in front of your community. That's really the easy. This is a really easy part. I recognize a few of these names too, which is awesome. So that looks good. Let's move on to the about section. So this is actually the section people see even when you're live. This hangs out just below the normal video player if the streamer is currently broadcasting. Let's look at the about section. So let's find out more about Rakai. I'm a calm gamer. On my channel, you'll find chill music and chill games. Hang out with me and relax. My stream is very interactive with a lot of polls on and off stream for you to decide what happens. Okay, great. That's good. It's short, it's to the point, it says who you are, it says what to expect. That's all excellent. So very good. I'm gonna click your links. And then let's see. So about section. Looks great. Very succinct description of who you are and what kind of content to expect. So here's what I would say though. I always challenge you to look closely at this about section, and really think about what sets you apart from other streamers. These are all great things, but really think about the stuff that makes you different. All right, so I clicked on each of your links here on the right, just to see if they're up to date. Let's take a look really quick here. All right. I really like your invitation background to Discord. This is awesome. This looks good. That looks up to date. Very chat interactive. Let's look at this. Your Twitter. I'm gonna scroll through very quickly. I do a bit of a quick Twitter, and if Twitter is something you want to spend time on looking at too, let me know. But I always like to give a quick once over, at least on the Twitter. So it certainly looks like, oh, this is good. You got clips. You're sharing clips, which is excellent. You're not super active on Twitter. I was going to say, These are from last month. That's the only thing I have here, is that there's not anything recent. But when you were, it looks like you got clips, it looks like you have going live, it looks like you're retweeting other looks like other streamers for the most part, which is excellent. Yeah, this is good. And I note this all the time when I talk to other streamers about their going live posts. People start to get numb to this preview card of your channel. And I recommend adding things like a GIF or an image, something. Engagement on tweets is a lot higher when it's a media tweet, so pictures or clips, things like that. I've even begun to do something where, because I don't want my timeline clogged up, I actually end up deleting a lot of my going live tweets after I've gone off of offline. Because really, what you want to do is, Twitter is a fantastic way to grow your stream, but only if you're actually using it. And so people don't want to see going live tweets and only going live tweets, because if I were to pull that up on a another streamer and their Twitter was just going live, I would probably pass in terms of following them, because that just tells me that they're simply using Twitter as a means to try to promote their stream, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's just going live tweets, I learn nothing about the streamer. And I use Twitter as a means to actually generate content as well, in terms of, like, posting a funny joke or asking a question to other streamers, or sharing things that I'm doing and working on, whether it's about the game, like the game design stuff that I do, in my day job, or if it's just about, discussing current events and things like that. I want it to be an outlet for other people to kind of learn a little bit more about me. And certainly, of course, I do use it to promote my Twitch streams, but it's only a piece of that. So consider doing different things with your going lives, and continue posting on there if you do want to engage and reach out to people on another platform. And I'll tell you now, because of discoverability on Twitch, it's really hard to get found. I know that they're trying, but there's so much more they can do and they're not doing it yet. So presence on social media, whether it be Twitter or Instagram, other sites like YouTube or TikTok, like using those as ways to engage people. All of these other platforms have better discoverability. They have way better discoverability than Twitch. And so if you're looking to bring more people in, then that is one way to do it. I'm looking at I'm creeping on your Instagram. Food and selfies. This is good. This is a standard Instagram account. I like it. No, this is perfect. Looks good. So that's perfect. All right, cool. So overall, social links look good. Look great. Continue to maintain those accounts and really focus on them if you're looking to grow your stream. It's true, right? Food and selfies. That's Instagram, right? Cool. What else is it for? I don't know. And cats, of course, cats of Instagram. Those are some of my best Instagram posts, are of my cats, not gonna lie. Let's look at your panels. So I see that we've got an emote showcase extension, which is cool. This is actually one of the better ones in my opinion. I really like this one because you can also not just showcase your sub emotes, but of course BTTV. So I like this. This is really good. This extension is excellent. You have a list of sound commands, which is great. You have your computer specs here in a suggestion box. This is really cool. This is part of what you're referring to, right? You're referring to like in terms of engagement. So you got your community here making suggestions on games. Although I don't the last. Okay, that's top. Let me look at new. So yeah, the most recent is about a month. So encourage your community to continue to use this. It needs a little love. Cats are the best. I agree. Cats are the best. Cats are amazing. So I like the extensions you're using. They're very cool. There's some very good information here. Polls for games are in your Discord. Boxes for games you don't own yet. Okay. And other things for streaming. Excellent. So what I would do here. So you take care of the about section up here, which is good. So I don't think that is as necessary on panels as much as it used to be. Before they added this, I would have said, yeah, make an about panel, but I think you're good there. Also, before they added the schedule link, I would have said, you know, maybe you should put a schedule here. I'm actually still of the mind that even a brief schedule panel wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Mainly because, you know, you still want people to see it. So, like, I'm actually a fan of having your schedule in the schedule section and a schedule panel a lot of the time, because people still are not familiar with the fact that you could just click schedule and look at what the next week is scheduled out for. You know, apparently people still aren't aware that that's really a thing. So I would consider a panel. And then if you want to really tie in your graphics and the look of your stream, I would make panels, so like panel images as headers. It's a little more work, but it helps your page stand out. It really helps your page stand out. So consider adding a schedule panel, even though there's already a schedule section. It's just really easy to, because at a glance, this is what people will see normally, right? Normally they would see your video, they would see chat on the side, and then they could scroll down a little bit and they'll look at your panels. Another schedule down here wouldn't hurt. And then, like I said, making images as headers is pretty common, but it really helps a channel stand out and makes it look a little bit different than other people's Twitch pages. Consider making panel art, or consider making art or headers of each panel. Each panel that isn't an extension, so like maybe sound commands, my computer or specs, and then one that says schedule. It maxes out, I think, or it scales it down rather to 320 pixels wide. But like the height, you can make an image that's 320 pixels wide, but the height could be whatever you want it to be. So you could even put the schedule on the panel if you want. You got sound commands, which is part of your engagement, which is nice. That's excellent stuff. Looks good. Let's look at your schedule. So let's see. There's your Tuesday, Thursday, and your variety stream. These show them in my local time, which is Pacific Daylight Time. So for me, it's at 11:30 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday, and then at 8 a.m. on Saturday. So this is good. Consider making maintaining this if anything changes. It also has a vacation mode, so if you take some time off, you could just click a little button. But yeah, make sure this is up to date, otherwise it looks good. This looks great. This looks good. Looks good. Has current times. Remember to update as necessary. All right. Your social media, I'm gonna just backtrack a bit and say, social media timelines look great. Consider continuing, or actually what we were talking about, consider adding different images to your going live posts. Yeah, more posts. Be active if that's the thing you want to do. So like I said, between Twitter and Instagram, and to go even deeper, things like TikTok, like if you are active on those platforms, you stand a much better chance of getting seen, and eventually your Twitch channel will grow if you continue to build out content on those other platforms, because it's really hard if you were to just stick to Twitch as your main means and modes of discoverability. It's gonna be a tough thing. But as you are more active on these other platforms, you'll be able to drive more people to see your live content, which is something you want to do. It's certainly not it's not as intuitive, right? Because you would think, oh, surely people will just be browsing the same site that I'm streaming on and they'll eventually find me. That would have been true like years ago when it was newer, but now that Twitch is so big, it gets so saturated, it's hard to stand out. So for some reason, the algorithms and the discoverability on these other platforms are much better. Well, I know the reason. The reason is they're actually putting effort into serving up interesting content to people, and Twitch hasn't yet figured that out. I think they're working on it. Due to, like, you see the recommended channels, which is something they added more recently. They're working on it, but it's really hard, especially if you are a newer streamer without any previous community or viewership. It's really difficult to get noticed. So trying to branch out. YouTube is another good thing. If you can find recorded content that you'd like to build upon, consider doing that. I mean, the simplest way to get started on YouTube as a Twitch streamer is to do either highlight videos, clip montages, or even like an archive of your live streams. Because you are an affiliate, I believe. Yes, you are an affiliate. As an affiliate, you will find that you can't post content that was on Twitch until 24 hours after you produce it. But after that, you could post clips and recordings, like the VODs of those. So consider finding a way to, like, how can I make content out of the stuff that I'm doing on Twitch. Also, this actually goes into the video section, and we'll talk about that now. It looks like you got clips, which is good. Continue to encourage your community to make clips. This might be one of the harder things I think most of us don't do, but should, especially as you're new or you're trying to figure out how to grow. Review your VODs for more clips and come up with ways for you to do that very quickly. So you could drop stream markers during a stream to indicate where a good clip would be. Then you could go back and make that a clip. Find the really cool things in your stream. Make sure they're clipped. Encourage your community to clip as well. And that is another vehicle for you to get your content out there. You can then post, as I've seen, you've been sharing clips on Twitter, which is already great. A lot of people don't already do that, but continue to do that with intent on trying to produce new new clips and new content on a regular basis, and whatever that looks like for you. If you feel like you could find enough clips to post one a day, great. If you don't feel like you can do that, you know, as often, set a reasonable goal where you're continuing to post these clips to either Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, or whatever it might be, and then it will drive people back to your Twitch channel. So let's take a look at this video section. I always call this out when people have their video areas here. If there is content that you want to share, you can, like, that could be grouped together. You can create the equivalent of a playlist. They call them collections on Twitch, and it could be any kind of video. It could be a recent broadcast, it could be a highlight, it could be clips, I do believe. Definitely at least highlights and recent broadcasts and uploads. You can create a collection, which is again a playlist, and then you can add that collection to this page, this aspect of your page, and you can order it anywhere you want. You can order all these categories any way you want. So I would say, you know, come up with targeted groupings of content and make sure those are shared. You tried making those for your Detroit playthrough, but the VODs got deleted after months. So here's what that's the thing. So VODs get deleted. What I would do, you have a couple options. If you want most of what was actually done in the stream and you don't want to do any editing, you can make it a highlight. So you pull up the broadcast VOD, you click the highlight button, it will ask you what part of this video do you want to highlight. You can choose to highlight the whole thing and keep it and call it, you know, this was the Detroit playthrough number 1, 2, 3, whatever. Or you could download the VOD and then edit it and then re-upload and make that a collection. Or you could upload it to YouTube. So there are different ways to do it. VODs go away. VODs will go away. I want to say 60 days. As an affiliate, after 60 days, your recent broadcasts go away. So if it's content you want to keep, like a full playthrough of a game, make sure you're going back and either downloading it or highlighting it. Or both. But yeah, if you do add like recent broadcasts to a collection, they will only be good for the age of that particular VOD. So once it hits 60 days, if it's not a highlight, it's gone. So make sure you do that. Videos. Remember to actually encourage community to clip your streams. Remember to mark out moments that you think would make a great clip, and then go back and clip them. Use these clips as a means to share your content on other platforms like Twitter, YouTube, or TikTok, or whatever it might be, or Instagram. You got Instagram. Good morning, Potato. Welcome. Hello. Good to see you. And for all you folks who are just joining us, welcome. We're stepping through Rakai's channel, giving some feedback. Let me know. VODs will go away, or VODs of recent broadcasts will go away after 60 days. So make sure you download or highlight them. Great. I'm ready to jump into a VOD review. Um, let's do Saturdays, like you said, right? This one is Just Chatting and Genshin Impact. Yeah. Let's turn down the music a little bit so we can listen to your. All right. And actually, before we move on, do you have any further questions, Rakai? What do you think of that so far? Any thoughts or clarifications you're looking for? Let me know, okay? And we can always revisit this stuff later. Yeah, I mean, if the intent is to grow the channel and the community and getting more people there, uh social media is important. Other platforms are important. Um it's very hard to grow on Twitch content alone, but using that content and then applying it to other platforms is the way to get going. So this next part is where we take a look at the VOD and we just kind of scrub through. And I'm just going to be looking for different things, but if you have certain things that you want me to look at, don't be afraid to call it out.
Weird, but it makes sense at least.
Let's see. So let's. This is cozy. This is cozy. I recognize this part. So it looks like you took this part out of the scene for your profile banner. Very cool. Very cool. I like how even your fire is happy. Even the fire is chillin'. I dig the music. Very cool. So let's see. Starting screen. I like the scene. The art is wonderful. The fire represents your community. Ah. It matches the badges a bit. Oh, I see. Sub badges are logs and they turn into colorful fires. That's really cool. I like that.
Hey Vexius. Hey Frey.
There it is. Look at
How are
that.
you doing today?
Cool.
Just chatting, yes. Well, it's just for the first couple of minutes. Don't worry.
Looks like you have a sub
Yes,
wall, or
Vexius.
not a sub wall, an emote wall rather, an emote wall.
The vote is closed. You forgot to ask me to vote. Although I think even with the vote, let me just check real quick. Oh, actually, it would be. But still, it is closed because I already downloaded whatever I needed to download. Hey, you say welcome, welcome. And Nemo is here as well. How are you doing? Hey, Pink.
Deja vu. So I like that you're welcoming people in. This is great. It's very nice to see that you are definitely engaging your chat.
I don't think Mila is even in the Discord server, is she? You what? You got corona? When did that happen?
Oh no.
Like screen for a change?
I'm
Oh
sorry to hear
fuck.
that.
But
I hope
is
you're
it set
doing
to
okay.
720p? Did that work? Last few days I've been dead sick. Did you have a test yet? Like did you get tested yet? Don't you dare die, says Frey. I have connections will bring you back to life. Yeah. Take care of yourself, X. No, it's overfull at the moment at my location. Oof.
All right, so a few other notes here. I'm really glad to see that you have closed captioning. That's really awesome. Um, that's something I've begun to look for and notice that not a lot of people do this yet. So, very glad to see closed captioning on here. Accessibility is really important. So I appreciate that. Let's talk about transcoding too. It looks like you were streaming at 1080. 1080p, 60 frames per second. One thing I would let a lot of people know, especially if they're not a partner, so brand new streamers or even those who get affiliate, is you're not guaranteed transcoding. Great. So you fixed it to 720 with the last stream. You saw in my review that 720 is better. Yes, and I'll tell you why. I'll explain this very quickly. 720p is far more common, and while the detail and the resolution isn't nearly as nice at 1080p, um, people with slower connections may not be able to watch. And because you are not guaranteed transcoding, which that is to say, you're if you don't have transcoding, your viewers cannot change the quality, right? Normally, if this was a stream with transcoding, you would be able to a viewer would be able to change this to 720 or 480, or 360, depending on their needs. So people who don't have fast connections, um you know very it does make it difficult for people to even oh yeah, the stream is like a nice podcast too though. Yeah, but I totally see what you're saying. I totally see what you're saying. But if if you're broadcasting at 1080 and their bandwidth just isn't fast enough to keep up, they're going to get stuttering and things like that. That includes the audio. I'm sorry to hear about your night, Potato. I hope things things are better. I'll catch up with you later. I hope things are better. Yeah, so if it's 720, that allows people with less bandwidth to be able to keep the stream going. Otherwise, you'll see they may see streaming like the stutters and sound. Both the sound and video will hang and have issues because their bandwidth cannot keep up with your stream. So I always advise people who are not yet partner to shoot for 720p and 30 frames per second. But you could do 60. It's just gonna again, it may impact quality for viewers still. Um, as a affiliates get transcoding as available. So if there are people streaming on Twitch, they only have so much bandwidth that they could dedicate to transcoding. All the partners automatically get that. Whatever's left goes to affiliates, which means at a given time, you may or may not have it. You can't rely on it. Yeah, transcoding during Twitch Sings yesterday. Good. Yeah, like you can't always count on that. So shoot for 720p 30 frames per second if you can. So let me just say a note on transcoding. Try to stream at 720p 30 fps. So viewers with low bandwidth can still access your stream and VOD. Because yeah, if even if like even if you were just trying to go for audio, you'd have issues. Okay. And again, I love the closed captioning. That's
That sucks,
excellent.
but I really hope you've got 1080 over here. Why? Why OBS? Why are you doing this?
Why OBS? Why would you do this to me? Okay. I know, right? Let's skip ahead slightly.
Grant a dying man's wish to let him see.
You made the wrong changes. Yeah, you can't change that while you're live either.
I'm sure you'll be fine, Vex. Yes, I believe. The lighting is different for me for some reason. Get it to work properly.
Hold on, I'm trying to get to where the switch occurred.
720 because I changed that last time in OBS. Unfortunately, I can't change it right now because I can't do it while the stream is live. Which sucks.
Even when you have your settings correct, yeah, equipment and software will find a way.
Because I wanna swap over to this screen. Oops. That made me skip a couple of things.
So you transitioned from start screen to this chat screen at 4:30. You've probably already listened to a lot of my reviews. Shoot for 2 to 3 minutes on the starting soon screen. I know you're dealing with tech issues there, so I totally get it. But yeah, 2 to 3 minutes, and then what's missing from your start screen is a countdown timer. You're more likely to retain new viewers if you have some kind of indication of when you're going to actually start the stream. Because if you don't, people will come to the channel and they'll be like, "Oh no, like when are they going to get started? I prefer, I prefer like if I don't know when, sometimes if I'm not engaged, like if I don't know who the streamer is, I may leave. I just might be like, "Okay, well maybe I'll catch them later or I'll watch the VOD if it's really like if I really want to see it." That stuff's important. It's really important. Starting soon screens, it's so weird. Starting soon screens are one of the things on Twitch that everyone seems to do, but no one really understands like how that impacts their viewership. And unless you are a massive streamer like Dr. Lupo or Ninja and all them, or you're an esports event or tournament or something like that, or an actual like show that's on Twitch, most people otherwise are not willing to wait. You know what I mean? So people at that point will be like, maybe I'm gonna see what else is going on because they're still getting ready and I don't know when that is. Hey Miss Donnie, welcome. Hello, more chat lurkers and bots. And then a more bot promptly waved to you. Lure your subs in with the sub emote. I love my sub emote. All right, so timer. Get a timer. 2 to 3 minutes. Get a countdown timer. This is especially important for new viewers. It is a well-educated bot. My bot has manners, mind you. I do really like that you were talking over the starting soon screen and that you were engaging your chat nice and early. That was excellent. I really do appreciate that.
Oh wow. What is going on over here? It's so annoying with this green screen. I just can't get it
Oh, I
to
see what you're
work
talking about with your green
properly.
screen.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
trying the best I can.
so let me guess. Let me guess here. You have more light coming in from your right side. Is that correct? Like maybe a lamp or something like that. You even swapped white clothes because people said it would. Your window was there. So what the problem is, a lot of issues with green screen can be fixed with very good lighting. You need a fill light on the left side. You need something pointed at you directly. So basically, you need to be lit very well, evenly. That's kind of rule number one. You yourself need to be lit well evenly. Right now it's uneven because you have a window on your left. So you need some kind of fill light to get you on the right. Because it's going to mess with the chroma key, which is what we're seeing right here. And then, of course, your green screen itself, I don't see it in the video, but as long as your green screen itself is also well lit, then you're fine. And that will fix your problems. Now, what I would recommend, you don't need to get anything crazy. You don't need to get like a $200 key light, Elgato key light. Although, if you want one, don't let me stop you. But you can find some nice little light boxes that accomplish similar things for a very affordable price. And so if you really want to make this green screen work, you just need to be evenly lit, which means most of your problem is on your is on one side. You'll look into, yeah, for sure. And if you want links later, let me know.
But there's always a pixely shadow. Look, my left side is completely disappearing. Where's the manual for green screen? I know, right? I'm
Green
always
screen
like every
green
time.
screen troubles
There we
plague
go.
the best of
Every
us.
time I open up the stream, I I change the options because for some reason every day the lighting is different for me for some
Yep.
reason.
Yep.
Soft porn background music? What?
Whoa.
It's lo-fi.
It's lo-fi hip hop. You know what?
It's
People
called
said that to me
lo-fi.
too, Rakai. I don't want you
Just
to feel
because this
bad.
is royalty-free music.
I want you to know, look, I've been using lo-fi music on my channel for almost 5 years, and I've been accused of the same thing. It's been called softcore porn music. It's also been called elevator music. How dare they? How dare you? This is fantastic license-free music. No, I think that's great. I think it's great. I it sounds like you're doing wonderfully here with your chat.
So we can enjoy this even yeah, the whole stream through.
So it's it's all good.
I lean back
I'm
and
just
just listen
messing
to
with
you
you
and the
guys.
soft porn background music. Oh, that's
I hope you guys know I'm just messing around. So one thing I want to do about look at I'm gonna turn your sound low a little bit here, and I want to look at this
for you.
composition.
Soft porn background music. Pink.
Is there anything else you do
Yeah,
on this screen,
I just saw that. You look good.
or
You
is
look
this
good
meant to
with
be
the
like a just chatting
green. I mean, I
scene?
can't see you, but I'm sure you do as well.
Is this where you go when you want to talk to your chat?
That's how Pink described it. Yes, I just saw that. So how's your Saturday been so far?
Oh, this is just the
Well,
video
evening, but how has it been
on
so far?
YouTube info. Okay.
Also, I'm really excited that everybody's already here, so we can actually
You don't have a
do
just
this
chatting
game
scene?
just chatting.
So what I
Yes,
would
of
do
course.
here, like if this is you talking to chat, you need some kind of just chatting scene. Because what I would want to do here is I'd like to see you as a bigger part of this screen
Longer.
if you're just talking to chat,
Have a little chat amongst us.
as well as, you know, a window for the chat to display on the screen too.
Oh, Pink,
This
but
is
that
really
also
cool to
means you
look
can't
at.
see the
This is really cool to
Cheshire
look
cat.
at, but I would say, you know, this is you talking and engaging with your stream, so give it the room that it needs. Make it about you talking to everyone. So let me do that. Let me add that here. Consider making a just chatting screen where you're much larger and you can see chat. But what's really important is, and people tend to forget about this, or they don't think about this when they jump into streaming, and I want this to help drive the decisions that you make in the future. People, like, especially you said this, when it comes to the content that you want to create a community where people can relax and hang out and chill with you. What's really inviting and what the people, and I'm you know, quick poll: if you are a member of Rakai's community, uh is it his personality that keeps you around, or is it the game? Quick poll: is it personality or is it the game? Let me know in the chat. Vexy says, sorry for the late reply. You were in a dungeon, still sick, got a bit worse. Vexy, I hope you feel better. You know, I got sick this weekend and I got super afraid that it was COVID. I was tired, I was exhausted. I had like my throat hurt. I'm still recovering. I don't know what it is. I feel a lot better today, so maybe I'm fine. But I hear you. Putting him on the spot. But my point is 90% personality and community after the first game. There you go. So really what it's about here. So it's really about the personality. So if you can showcase it, whether it's like through a bigger camera or just the things that highlight you, that is what's important. That is what's important. So I highly recommend uh getting, you know, getting a screen where there's more of you, especially if you take time.
I'm sorry.
You watch for him. See, there it
Oh.
is. Not the games he plays. So
I wish the setting thing would have worked.
I'll tell you now, that is the future of Twitch. Twitch has been doing this for years. We know this to be true. Communities form around the streamers that you enjoy. I bet a lot of you have 3 or 4 streamers, communities that you're really invested in, or you really invested may not be the word, but you're really a part of, and you're there for it. It's all about the streamer. And what I advise streamers to do is to bank on that. Bank on the fact that people are there for you. Everything else is secondary, right? So if it means um having a bigger camera on certain scenes, maybe that's one solution. Maybe if it's taking more time, one of the reviews I did, someone just jumped straight from, "Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Let's play the game." Right? And they went right into the gameplay without really, you know, taking the time. I'm not saying that should be everyone's way. I'm not saying everyone should spend an incredible amount of time at the beginning of their stream talking to their chat, but I think it really just depends on what, you know, what you're comfortable with. So, see, look at this. All your people are saying that they're here for you, dude. Rakai, look at that. Feel that love. A good part of his personality than the game. If it's a game I enjoy, such as Control, I stick around and talk a lot more. See? See? No worries, Rakai. Do your thing. His personality is definitely what keeps me around. Sometimes I leave him in the background because he's always a chill and cool guy. That's great. That's very excellent, and it warms my heart to hear that. And that is exactly the thing that will continue to help you grow as a streamer, Rakai. So,
Yeah, I can't change it now. It says video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Completely blind. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bink. In the way, pretty tranquil so far. Just the usual morning routine of cleaning things and reading. That's nice. What
it's hard to accept for yourself.
Is it still
I'll tell you
the
now.
fan fictions?
I'll tell you now, Rakai, and this is the thing. I've played games where the viewer base has been built not just on my personality but on the game. And I'm not saying you're doing this. This is just to kind of further the point along. I've done this. I've done it where not intentionally, but was built around the game that I played, and that worked out really well while I played the game. But we all change, we all grow. You know, games come and go, and here the truth about it is that when the game changes and if you built a viewership purely based on the game, they'll go where the game goes, right? And so either that means if the game falls out of favor and they're no longer interested in it, they'll stop watching, or they will find someone else who streams it. And what's really important is game choice is important for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, it's the thing that you're doing, and hopefully you're enjoying the gameplay because, you know, the more happy you are to play the game, the fun that you're having, that comes with the personality part of it. People like to enjoy watching people who are having fun playing the game. It also plays a role in the discoverability of the streamer, um, especially if you play games with really strong communities themselves. A lot of eyes will end up on your stream because you're playing something that they really enjoy. But what really ideally should happen is people show up for the game, but they stay for the streamer. People show up for the game, but they stay for the streamer. So if they're a fan of, you know, Genshin Impact or Twitch Sings or whatever it is, they'll show up for that. But hopefully what really keeps them sticking around is you. It's more the self-doubt, like why would they want to just listen to me? Imposter syndrome. I mean, let me talk about that. Let me talk about self-doubt. It's very easy to question whether or not why people are watching you, and I totally get that. I do that all the time. I've been doing this for almost 5 years, and I totally get that. Uh, you gotta know that you bring value. You bring value. I mean, look, you have people here watching some person they have no idea who they have no idea about talking about your content and poking and prodding at it. They're not here for me. They're here for you. And that's testament right there. And it's okay to feel a little doubtful about it, but know that the impact that you make as a streamer is always more than it seems, because people don't always say, people don't always know how to express that, but they show up. People show up, people watch, people lurk. They may miss it, they may watch a VOD. You don't know. You don't know about the reach that you have. It's always greater than you think. So, I get it. Totally get it. But give yourself some credit and understand that it's really you who is making the difference here. It's really about the content that you create. And so you're doing it. You got a community. You got a community behind you. So keep doing it.
Still
Let's
more
leap
fanfics.
forward about 30 minutes. Because I think
Yes.
we've learned what we
So
could
which
from
one is
the
it this time?
opening.
Which, because if Jerry agrees, I don't think you have a choice. Your
So we're in
wife did
Genshin
so.
Impact now.
That's it. I'm waiting for Taoyo to arrive. Also, hi Grunark. Wow, I'm frozen.
Okay, so it looks like a pretty standard game scene. We got you in the lower right corner. I actually don't see anything else, yeah?
Damn it. Well, that's it. I have no say. Exactly, yes.
I don't see any other...
You have no choice.
anything else on your overlay. Which is clean. That's good. Simplicity is fantastic.
How are you? And also Jason, how are you doing?
Just you in the closed captioning, for sure. Is there anything you would want to put on this screen out of curiosity? What happens with channel points? What kind of stuff do you put up on here? You have meme redemption, awesome. That's great.
What do you mean rebranding?
I'm gonna turn up the volume. It plays meme videos. Oh, I see. That's awesome. I love it.
And the EXP one now, Taoyo.
Voice modifiers, cool. Very good, very good, very good. You explode your cam. Those are all great things. I like it.
I usually don't catch who's in chat and who's not in chat. Unless they say something. Also, obviously, I would never call anybody out while they're lurking. More damage. Because right now I'm not doing much. I mean, I could always switch to Venti.
Here we go.
Yeah.
To help out a bit more. The child voice. Actually, it's really good that you guys are using the channel files today. Because on Tuesday or Monday, I'm not sure. More is going to have a look. It's nice to be carried, exactly, Chris.
I love it.
More is going to have a look at my channel and give me some pointers and
I know you're talking about me, the odds.
Change what I can change. Stuff
So,
like that.
I did notice there was a part where you just kind of stopped talking. That was you just stopped talking. You zoned out. You looked at, I mean, trying to get back to that.
I think it would be nice if he saw.
Yeah, I sit on or something.
So I'm kind of
he's one of the
curious
candles.
if you remember that moment, or at least, you know, any moment where it stands out in your memory where it's like, oh, I should have talked more. What happened? Like, is it just because you were focused on the game? Is it because no one was chatting? Is it because you didn't feel like there was something to talk about? I'm kind of curious to get the thought on that, on where your head is at on that one. Because you know, you're generally quiet IRL, and then sometimes you go silent. I get it. Okay. So here's the deal. Like with that, I'm just gonna leave this up and playing in the background. So with that, It's certainly tough, especially when in real life you're not a big talker. Um, it's very difficult trying to find things to discuss or being able to really keep the stream going. You're always most active when chat is active too. I noticed that. I was going to say that when chat is talking, you're fine, but then when chat starts to slow down, you slow down, and that's perfectly natural. That's perfectly natural. We all want to just be able to react to what
That was earlier because the ley line was
the viewers are saying and being able to respond. And the truth of the matter is that when they stop talking, you find it, we find it hard
having to read Twitch chat
to keep things going, right? And so as a streamer, it's our job, as a content creator, it's our job to continue to create something to engage with. It's a feedback loop, honestly. The idea is that they're reacting to something going on in the stream, they comment on it, you respond, and then they also engage you on that level too, and then you have a conversation or a dialogue going. The problem with it as a streamer, especially when you're in a community that's still growing, chat may not always be saying something. And I'll tell you now, I'm still growing my community as well. There's a lot of moments where chat doesn't talk, and it's tough. It's really hard. And one of the biggest things you can do as a streamer is get really comfortable with those awkward lulls in chat. Get really comfortable with it and really be okay with the fact that chat's not talking. And it's a matter of, well, how do I fill that space? How do I talk about something when no one is giving me anything to respond or reply to? What do I do? What I like to do in a couple cases, there's a few things. Either it's commentary directly on what I'm doing, live narration. Breathe in the awkwardness, relish upon it. Yes. The harder part for you. I often don't know what to talk about in those moments. Yeah. No, that's great. Let's talk about that. Let's cover that really, really quickly. The fact of the matter is, this is something best done by by streamers who are still like brand new. You're pretty new, so it's getting used to those moments and finding those things that you are comfortable talking about. It's different for everyone. The go-to for a lot of people is, like I said, is live commentary, live narration of what you're doing. The bare minimum of it is like, oh, we're gonna defeat this, we're gonna fight this guy, or this fight's really hard, right? Like take your inner monologue and make it your outer monologue. We often say we'd enjoy for Rakai to just talk about whatever. It gives us the chance to enjoy something nice to watch and kick back just listening. Yeah. Totally. Totally. I think that is appropriate. So yeah, the go-to is narration and commentary, right? You could talk about what you're thinking in this fight, if it's really hard, if it's really easy, your thoughts on the controls. I'm a game designer by trade, so I have this little bit. I have a little bit of an advantage in that I often talk about the game design when I find that there's not a lot going on. And actually, a lot of people seem to tune in from time to time about my thoughts on a game's design. And so I fill some of that with my thoughts on how the game feels, my reactions to what's going on screen. how you know, certain design choices might have been made that I'm seeing, or I relay a story about my own game
Having a great
design
time.
experiences that apply right now. I know that's not something you can do, but certainly there's some bits and pieces that we could learn from that, right? Like the, you know, um you could talk about any experience playing games like this. I mean, obviously Genshin Impact looks a lot like Breath of the Wild. And if you've played Breath of the Wild, you can speak to your experiences in that game. This is also known to be like a gotcha game, right? It's got the gotcha systems, so you can talk about that. But there's plenty like bare minimum, like what you're thinking about, what's happening on screen. That's always a good go-to. That's always a good go-to. What's going on? What you think? How you feel about it? Those are all good. And then get comfortable verbalizing your inner monologue, because I know you're playing the game and you may have certain thoughts about what's going on. This is the time to bring those things out if chat starts to slow down, right?
This is just a lo-fi list, a lo-fi
You don't know
playlist.
if your community wants to have another rant about gotchas.
Just a royalty-free
There it is.
lo-fi
There it
playlist.
is. I get you. I get you on that. I understand.
How about you take a rest while I go back?
I totally understand. That's hilarious though. Second to that is I'm sure there are a lot of things that you like to enjoy outside of the stream or outside of the game that you're playing. Don't be afraid to talk about those things. And this kind of speaks to what I mentioned earlier. People are here for you and your personality. People are here to hang out with you. Bringing a lot of that into the stream is always helpful. And I'm sure you already do this to a degree, where you talk about something going on with you or in your life, or what you're doing outside of the stream. Think about the things that you want to talk about and share ahead of time. And I know there's a little prep work here. People were like, "Oh no, you're giving us homework," because I've said this exact thing in another review. But sit down and think about the things that you would like to discuss in your stream. Now, here's the thing. I read a lot. I read a lot of news. I read a lot of reviews of games. I consume a lot. I consume a lot of other media as well. You know, I watch movies, I watch, you know, I watch TV, things like that, right? And so often if things start to slow down, I mention stuff like that. I'm like, "Oh dude, I read a news article about this particular thing that's going on," right? Like whether it's like a science topic or a technology topic, or you know, I see a new Netflix series is coming out. I was like, "Yo, I'm looking to catch some of that. What do you guys think?" Like some speech notes, kind of a little bit for sure. And I'm not saying, like, if it helps you to write it down, certainly write it down. But even the exercise of taking 5 to 10 minutes as you're prepping for your stream, just think about what you've been up to over the last day or two. Whether, you know, if you've been consuming other media, or there's other games out there that you like, or even just stuff that when you're on Twitch that you've seen as well, you could tell a story. Like, it's really about, this is no different than, and this is how I treat it. This is certainly not how every streamer treats it, but to give you a bit of like, I guess, insight to how I look at it. I really do treat my streams when I play games like this, I treat them as hangout sessions, right? I treat them as hangout sessions with my community, because that's what it is. And so I think about, it's almost like, you know, when you are with your friends doing something, right? And sometimes there's just topics that come up. It's not unlike that. You know, I treat my late night gaming as like, "Hey, let's hang out, talk about what we've been up to and what's on our minds." And so if chat starts to lull, like slow down, I will, you know, mention something that I've been up to. whether it's, something that I've been doing lately, or
So you're not on Twitch that much. I
talking
guess it
about
depends
what
on
my weekend was like. I mean, my weekend was, I felt kind of sick, so I just chilled out a lot. Not much to talk about there, but other than the fear of maybe having COVID, right? Maybe the, which certainly will probably happen
just watching
in terms of me talking about that during my stream. But like, yeah, just finding those different things that you can talk about. I think that's certainly, I get it. It's hard to find things to discuss.
in my opinion.
I tend to like to consume news as well, and so I talk about like technology news and video game news and stuff like that. So I end up talking a lot about that
Guess I'm
stuff.
too chatty. I like Twitch. No, that's fine. Twitch needs chatters, but Twitch also needs lurkers, so it's absolutely fine. Whichever you prefer is absolutely fine.
Cool. I was gonna see how long you were
Stella,
quiet
you're
there.
disconnecting or something?
It was only 5 seconds, so that's good. This
Oh,
is
he's
a
just
very
running
visual effect heavy game. Look at
in
this. Look at
place
all the
for me.
freaking articles.
Electro overflow.
Pink was afraid of me.
No,
Why
just
is that?
desync as fuck. Ugh.
Oh no, why is that? Now I'm concerned.
It's so weird that
Let's leap forward a little bit. Be right back. Excellent. Was this was Pink? Were you afraid? Like, why were you afraid of me?
Work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Let's go ahead. That's Genshin Impact, ArcFox. Oh, she might. Oh, I see. That's the context there. No, dude, that's fine. That's great. You need people who, like, you need people of every kind, right? I picked your background music
Come on,
comment
enough
right away.
procrastinating.
Look, it's
Go.
all good. It's all good. It's all good. I get it. I could come off
think
as
so.
being a scary dude.
So we will do
Not really.
Little Hope on Halloween.
Not a scary dude at all.
Halloween night. And it'll be awesome. Because, see, what I was happy about when we were
I
playing
thought
Man
the
of
music
Medan
comment
was
was
that I had to
hilarious.
take
I
Man
was
of
just
Medan
joking
before.
about how I reacted
You
to
know,
it.
so I kind of knew what was going to happen for some parts. But with a little hope, I will have no idea. It's going to be a first and a blind playthrough.
I'm totally not
The
offended by any
31st.
comment whatsoever. I hope you understand that.
So, I'm probably gonna be a lot more
That's
scared
good,
than I
Rakai.
was when I
It's
was
good to
playing
have-
Man of Medan.
It's definitely good to have chatters like that. It's definitely good to have chatters like that for sure. And ArcFox kind of is too. It's usually ArcFox, Corbob, or Husky Potato in
Isn't
my
that a
chat.
Friday? No, the 30th.
But the problem is I stream too late for a lot of
is
them.
a Friday, which is
Now.
when Little Hope releases.
Let's see.
But I will be playing it on the 31st, which is a Saturday.
So far this
I
looks
think
pretty good.
It should.
Silence.
It'll be aesthetically pleasing characters.
There we
I
go.
mean, it's a personal preference, isn't it? It's not really sexist, it's just personal preference. Oh, somebody already switched to wind. Again, Kappa. I know, but I still like to react to it, Pink.
I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. We're gonna keep scrubbing through.
Oh, right, because it doesn't stay there for long. Okay, okay, okay. Please don't kill me again. Oops. I wonder if these even counted. Achievements. Elemental Specialist.
This is a very pretty game, by
do.
the way.
Yes, nice.
It's a very pretty game.
Nice.
I dig it.
Is he still angry? I think so. Teleport.
I was thinking about downloading it.
Well, this is peak entertainment.
Oh, look at do you see that?
Just watching.
There's some of those artifacts you were
run
talking about
to some random
behind
ass
you. The weirdness from
Green cube.
from your green screen.
What the hell? I'm too bad for doing it right.
You know why? You know why that happened? You adjusted and then there was like all this dark spots that, yeah, the light changed. It was getting later. Okay, I was gonna say also that tells me that because you don't have static lighting on your green screen itself, when you move around a little bit and the shadow from your chair hits it, that's what that is. That's what you were seeing there. Is the shadow from your chair due from the light was really messing with the green chroma key behind you. That's exactly what's going on there. And so that's part of why subject or you needs to be well lit evenly on both, like uniformly on what's facing the camera, and then your green screen needs to be independently lit if possible. So in the case that because it's getting its light from a way that you are blocking it to some degree, when you move and your chair does this, it creates shadows on the green screen, which messes with the chroma key. So needs to be lit as well. And so, I've done some TV production, I've done radio production as well. So lighting and audio settings are just things that I often have messed around with and played with and done stuff for. And so green screens are a pain in the butt. Lighten up, Rakai. There you go. Lighten up. But yeah.
How come?
I did a green screen for a while on stream, and I eventually decided that, there's actually far more interesting stuff going on behind me than actually needing a green screen, so we're just gonna keep it that way. But yeah, lighting.
I don't think I really want
and lighting in general is just so important when it comes to... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So important when it comes to any kind of...
I don't have space for games.
Scenes for your camera. Let's leap ahead.
So I'm actually grateful that I don't have to have the actual physical copy with me all the time. We can make some sugar.
Let's see how you end the stream.
Okay. Smoke some poultry as well in the smoker to make it smoked, I did not think that the right way. No. Do not smoke poultry, please. All right, I am going to settle down now. End the stream. For the longest moment, I was trying to understand what I was doing. I mean, I guess it does sound weird, right? Smoking poultry, smoking meat. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate that, and I'll see you tomorrow. I think, right? I said we are going to stream a catch-up stream for Thursday, which we missed, at 1 p.m. Don't ask me the time zone. I don't know time zones. at 1 p.m. Ireland time. I will set my alarm just so I don't forget.
It's okay to
Because
learn
I
your time
probably
zone.
will sleep long. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out.
I still have a lot to do.
I will
How
swap
about you
over
take a
to
rest
our
while I go
ending
back?
soon screen just so I can have a look at who we can raid.
Awesome.
Your GMT +1. Thank you, Nemo. Okay, so it's 1 p.m. GMT +1 tomorrow. And we are going to play, I don't know, Genshin. Or maybe we're just gonna hang out and chat a little. I don't know yet. I did enjoy how we started the stream today with like a lot of chat. But yeah. Okay, it's not showing me all of the people again, so I have to reload. Podcast Pog. We'll see it when we see it. Exactly, Frey. Exactly. King is doing Twitch things.
It's all in German. I'm gonna absolutely butcher it, but
Yeah.
it has become a meme.
Twitch loves not showing
Do we
everyone
want to?
online.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think we want to go over there. That's a bit much for me right now. He's doing.
Do you use the raid channel widget on the stream manager? Yeah. It is tough because that doesn't always show you everything you want to see. So the ending of your stream was really good. It was really strong. I mean, I like what you did there. I think that you should certainly continue to do that. It's all about, thanking your community, letting them know what you're up to next, which is what you did, and then what time. Learn your time zones. Overall, that was a strong closing. I would say, yeah, I think you're doing some things right. I think you're doing a really great job continuing to engage your chat, especially when they're talking to you. I do see that you're finding it more difficult when they're not talking, which I think often many streamers struggle with, especially like m- streamers our size, because we're kind of very similar in terms of size. Sometimes chat's gonna slow down, and it's really having some methods in place to help you keep it going, whether it's, like I said, having a couple topics ready to discuss, or whether it's about looking at what you're doing in the moment and being able to speak to it and verbalizing those thoughts. So I think continue to practice that, continue to engage your chat. I really like what you're doing. Get some lighting, get some very affordable lighting for your stream if you want to fix the green screen problems. And generally, lighting fixes most problems with cameras anyway. So even green screen or not, it's always good to be lit well. Like, I don't have a green screen up right now, but I'm lit pretty well. So it's very helpful. Most problems with even like from the most mediocre webcams to like the nicest SLRs, like they don't mean anything unless you're lit well. Your mic sounded fine, audio seemed good. I like your scenes. Consider adding a timer to your starting soon screen. I like how you opened with chatting. Consider putting together a just chatting scene. Overall, good job. And I want you to think about and this is getting real here, but like I want you to think about why people watch you, and understand and accept that they appreciate who you are as a person and as a streamer and a content creator. Don't question that, okay? Don't question that. You can do this.